Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari. Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari. Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nittai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jayong Vishnupad Paramhansha Paribrajacacharya Ashtottar Shatu Shri Srimad Abhay Charanar Binda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Shila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shyam Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Shri Mathura Dham ki jai, Shri Jagannath Puri Dham ki jai, Shri Mayapur Navadvip Dham ki jai, Ganga Mai ki jai, Jamuna Mai ki jai, Bhakti Devi ki jai, Tulasi Maharani ki jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Shamoveto Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gaurango. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namong Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschata Deshatarine. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much for giving me this opportunity to speak about Krishna, Krishna's pastimes. I especially thank Sabas Prabhu for creating this opportunity for us. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Actually, about 8 years back, I had some heart problem. I had a mild heart attack, and the doctor told me not to travel. And I could see that to completely stop traveling wouldn't be possible for me. So I decided that I would just go to one place, stay there for some time, and those who want to see me could come there instead of me going to different places. And that's how I started this retreats at different places. And in those retreats, I selected different topics. Last few years, the topics had been like that. One year, the topic was Ramayana. And I went to different places like Europe, America, South Africa, Australia, and of course India. And for 1 year, like I would go, wherever I went, I spoke on Ramayana. I selected Ramayana. First of all, I decided to select a topic like that would rather narrate incidents that Krishna's pastimes, Lord Ramchandra's pastimes, that would be more like a story. The narration would be like a story, because I noticed that discussion of philosophy generally tends one to make one fall asleep. So prior to that I have, philosophy makes one fall asleep, but when I tell stories, then they wake up. So I thought, then why not just tell stories? And I selected Ramayana because I thought that if I started with Mahabharata, then I won't be able to go back to Ramayana. So I thought, let the first one be Ramayana. And then it was Mahabharata. And then it was Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan. And then this year I gave seminars on Krishna's pastimes out of Vrindavan. And Srimad Bhagavatam has, as you know, 12 cantos, and the 10th canto is the most extensive one. And the 10th canto has 90 chapters. Out of that 90 chapters, first 38 chapters basically deals with Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes. And then Krishna lives Vrindavan. And I noticed generally devotees do not delve into Krishna's pastimes out of Vrindavan. It's quite natural. Devotees prefer to hear about, discuss about, contemplate about Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes. But Krishna's pastimes out of Vrindavan at least. It is important to know. In Krishna book, Srila Prabhupada gave the entire 10th canto, and there Srila Prabhupada extensively discussed about Krishna's pastimes out of Vrindavan, which actually means Krishna's pastimes after Krishna left Vrindavan. He went to Mathura, then Dwarka, and mostly these pastimes deal with Krishna's Dwarka pastimes, and some pastimes are Krishna leaving Dwarka, going to Indraprastha, Hastinapur, and so forth. But mostly it is Dwarka Leela. And so what I'll do today, I will discuss about Krishna's Akrura coming to take Krishna to Mathura on Kamsa's request. And Kamsa actually was planning to bring Krishna to Mathura and then kill him. But little did he know that he was actually inviting his own death by inviting Krishna. The demigods became quite impatient that Krishna is taking so long to kill Kamsa. So they requested Narad Muni to accelerate that happening, that Krishna would quickly kill Kamsa. And it is Narad Muni who actually advised Kamsa to invite Krishna. He suggested that it's because the mistake on Kamsa's part was that Kamsa was sending his allies, the demons, one at a time to deal with Krishna. So Narad Muni told him, Kamsa, when the enemy is too strong, then you have to gather all your strength and try to deal with him. So Kamsa asked, how am I going to do that? I can't tell my friends and other kings, even though they are demoniac, I can't invite them, and I can't ask them that, please join me, I can't deal with this boy. What will happen to my reputation? Like everyone thinks that I am such a great warrior, so powerful, such a hero. So then Narad Muni gave Kamsa the advice that, see, you have this bow that Parasuram gave to your ancestors. And that bow, it is impossible to string the bow. This bow was actually given to Lord Shiva by Narayan himself. When he asked Lord Shiva to deal with a demon called Tripurasura, he was practically impossible to deal with. So he asked him, Lord Shiva, to deal with him. And at that time he gave him that bow. And after killing Tripurasura, in course of time, Lord Shiva, when Parashuram came, the incarnation of the Lord, to annihilate the Kshatriyas 21 times, then he gave this bow to Parashuram. And then Parashuram gave it to Kamsa's ancestors. And that bow was there in their palace in Mathura. And so he said that, announce that anybody who will be able to, you'll perform a sacrifice and called Dhanur Yajna, and whoever will be able to string that bow, you will give him half your kingdom. So this is how they will be allured to come to Mathura. And on that occasion, you invite Krishna also, along with his brother, Balaram, and then you deal with him within your own turf, surrounded by your own allies, and that boy, you'll be able to deal with him. So that is why Kamsa actually arranged this Dhanur Yajna, the sacrifice for this bow, special bow. And Kamsa sent Akrura to bring Krishna and Balaram. He gave him his own chariot. It was a great honor actually. He gave his own chariot to bring Krishna and Balaram. So Akrura went to Vrindavan, and while he was going there, he was thinking about Krishna. He was considering himself to be so fortunate that finally he'll be able to see Krishna and Balaram. Akrura was a great devotee of the Lord, so he was eager to see, and he was thinking that although Kamsa has sent me to invite Krishna to fulfill his evil plan, but Krishna will understand. He will understand me, that I am his devotee. And he was thinking when he would go there, he would fall at Krishna's feet. Then Krishna would place his lotus hands on his head and bless him. Krishna would embrace him. And in this way, thinking about Krishna and Balaram, Akrura arrived in Vrindavan. And at that time, Krishna and Balaram were just about to go and milk the cows. And when Kamsa, Akrura arrived in Vrindavan, he saw on Vrindavan Krishna's footprints. So seeing Krishna's footprints, he offered obeisances to Krishna's lotus feet, the prints of Krishna's lotus feet. And Krishna was so pleased to see Akrura. He received him with great affection, although Akrura was his uncle actually. Krishna embraced him, and Balaram then took him to the house of Nanda Maharaj. And there Nanda Maharaj also was very delighted to meet Akrura. And they received him with great honor and respect. And through the night, till late at night, they discussed about the situation in Mathura. And Akrura mentioned that how Kamsa was persecuting all the members of the family, including his father. And he imprisoned his father, and he was about to kill Vasudeva. But on Narad's advice, he desisted, but he put him in prison along with Devaki. In this way they discussed, and then comes Akrura also admitted that Kamsa actually sent him to take Krishna and Balaram to Mathura to kill them. And Krishna just smiled. Okay, we'll see. When the gopis got to know that Akrura came to take Krishna, they were very, very sad. They were totally heartbroken. And those gopis who could not tolerate moment's separation from Krishna, when the eyes would blink and they wouldn't be able to see Krishna for a moment, they couldn't tolerate that separation. And for that they blamed Brahma for his creating a body that has eyes that blink. Now, what kind of a creator he is. And now Krishna is going to leave Vrindavan. So they were completely heartbroken. Anyway, so in that condition, breaking the hearts of the gopis, Krishna left Vrindavan along with Nanda Maharaj and other elderly cowherd people and the cowherd boys. They all went in bullock carts, carrying various gifts for Kamsa. And Krishna and Balaram went with Akrura, took them in the chariot. When they came to Jamuna, that is bordering Mathura and Vrindavan, Krishna Balaram went to the river and did achaman with the water, and then they came and sat down in the chariot. Akrura went to take bath with Krishna's permission. So when Akrura was chanting the mantra after taking bath, Gayatri, when he was meditating on Gayatri, he just saw Krishna and Balaram in the water. He was very surprised because he saw that Krishna Balaram was in the chariot and now he is seeing them in the water. So he went back and saw that Krishna and Balaram were still sitting in the chariot. So he was quite surprised. So he came back to the water and now he saw there was Narayan, four-armed Narayan in the water with Ananta Shesha. And that sight filled Akrura's heart with wonder and delight. So when he went back to the chariot, Krishna said, Akrura, it looks like you have seen something wonderful. Akrura then said, yes, all that is wonderful are resting in you. So anyone who has seen you has seen all the wonders of the world. Now Akrura drove the chariot to Mathura. He wanted Krishna Balaram to come to his house, but Krishna said, no, we first will fulfill the mission that we came here for, and then I'll visit you at your place. And this way they bid goodbye to Akrura and came to. In the meantime, the cowherd people among the cowherd boys in the carts have already arrived, and they made their camp at the outskirt of the city of Mathura. So Krishna went there, met them, took his bath, took some chipped rice and milk sweets, And then Krishna decided to go sightseeing. So along with the cowherd boys, Krishna set out to see the city of Mathura. And the description of Mathura city 5,000 years ago was so beautiful. Like, as a matter of fact, even the most gorgeous cities of today do not compare to that, come anywhere near to those descriptions. Wide roads with palaces with large gardens on both sides, and by the side of the roads there are flowering plants and flowering trees. And it's such a beautiful city it was, with the roads being washed by elephants carrying water on their trunk and washing. And these are not just plain water, it's fragrant water. And the palaces on both sides are made of precious marble and studded with gems and golden turrets and golden domes. And so Krishna was very happy to see the city. Then Krishna saw one washerman with his assistants. He was carrying clothes after dyeing them and pressing them for Kamsa. So Krishna said, see, we have been invited by the king, and we are ordinary village people, but since we have to go and meet the king, we need to be properly dressed. So, will you please give us some clothes? This washerman became very upset. Said, how dare you desire the thing that belongs to the king? If the king gets to know that, then he will punish you. Maybe he'll kill you. And in this way he started to blaspheme Krishna. You village boys, you just roam around in the pasture and in mountains. Don't ever dare anything that belongs to your superior, especially the king. So when he refused, Krishna just slapped him. And his head fell out of his body. Just Krishna sweeping his hand like that. Swipe hand. And seeing that washerman's condition, his followers just ran away from there, dropping all their clothes. So Krishna opened those bundles of clothes and selected some for himself and Balaram, and all the other cowherd boys also took their dresses, dressed themselves up, and the rest of the thing they just let it be there lying on the road. Then they came across a weaver, and the weaver, greeting them with great love and respect, told them that he actually decorated them, dressed them up properly, and with various other clothings. So Krishna blessed the weaver that in this life you'll experience the joy and opulence, inconceivable joy and opulence, and after this life you'll go back to the spiritual sky. So this is how we see, through Krishna's pastimes, the benefit of serving Krishna and the consequence of going against Krishna. When we serve Krishna, we derive the most inconceivable good fortune. And when we go against Krishna, then the consequence is severe punishment. Then Krishna came to a florist, Sudama. And Sudama decorated Krishna with the finest garlands and flower ornaments. So Krishna blessed him also, that he'll also receive inconceivable opulence in this life as well as in the next life. Just by offering something to Krishna with love, this is the benefit that one derives. Jome bhakta prajachati. When somebody offers something with bhaktya, with devotion, tadaham bhaktir uparhita asnami. Krishna accepts that devotion, no matter through which the devotion is being expressed, but the result is one derives inconceivable benefit. Then Krishna came to the sacrificial arena where the bow was kept and the preparations were going on for the sacrifice. So that place was kind of blocked, but Krishna just went straight in. The guards and other keepers, they tried to prevent Krishna and the cowherd boys, but Krishna didn't listen. He just walked straight to where the bow was, and out of curiosity he picked up the bow. The bow that was impossible for anyone to even string, Krishna casually lifted it up with his left hand, and pressing it with his knee, he bent it down and strung the bow. And as he pulled the string, holding the bow with his left hand, the bow cracked, the bow broke. Just as when Lord Ramchandra strung the bow of Lord Shiva in the palace of Janaka, and after stringing he broke it. And when he broke it, the sound started to tremble all three worlds. Such a tremendous sound was generated. Kamsa was frightened to hear that sound, and he wondered what it is. And he was told that Krishna broke that bow. So Kamsa was petrified. And he sent the army, go and kill him. So when the army came, just one full regiment came to deal with Krishna and Balaram. Krishna and Balaram, just with the broken halves of the bow, beat them up and killed them all. Although they were equipped with the most sophisticated weapons. So that is Krishna's inconceivable potency. That is the wonder of Krishna's pastimes. He does things in such a way which is otherwise impossible. And that's why the less intelligent people think that they are just some sort of fairy tales. But these descriptions of Krishna's pastimes are not fairy tales. Rather, we have to understand that Supreme Personality of Godhead is the all-powerful personality. And He can do anything. Didn't we hear God said, "Let there be light," and there was light? Didn't we hear that the Lord glanced towards the material nature and the whole creation became manifest? Innumerable planets, innumerable universes started to float. Innumerable universes started to float into space just by His will. So when we are dealing with that personality, what can be impossible for Him? Rather, He performs His pastimes in such a way that we can appreciate them. When we hear that just by Krishna's glance the entire material creation became manifest, we cannot really relate to that. But when we hear that with just half a piece of a broken bow, He wiped out the entire army, somehow we can relate to that. So these pastimes of Krishna is meant for making us understand His inconceivable potency. And through Krishna's pastimes, He basically does two things. One, He entertains His devotees. And He teaches some lesson. The lesson is very simple. You side with Krishna, you'll be glorified. You will win. You will win inconceivable good fortune. And you go against Krishna, then let your destiny help you. So that is the simple lesson. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. To protect his devotees and to annihilate the miscreants, the demons. And paritranaya is actually giving inconceivable joy to the devotees. Not only saving them. The word paritran means to save. But actually it is giving them, drowning them in an ocean of joy. Iti driksha lilabhir ananda kunde shaghoshang nimajjantam akhappayantam. Through these pastimes, iti driksha lilabhir. Saghoshang means his own devotees. Ananda kunde nimajjitam, drowning them in an ocean of joy, pool of ecstasy. So that is how Krishna performs his pastimes. Apparently he is just a little boy, but his activities are most wonderful. So after that, Krishna went around the city for a little while and then went back to the place where the rest of the cowherd people were. And Krishna spent the night sleeping. 2 persons couldn't sleep that night. One was Kamsa. He was in such great anxiety that he couldn't, although he was seeing how inconceivable Krishna's potency is, Still he could not surrender to Krishna. That is a demon. That's the characteristic of a demon. Ravan was told by Bali Maharaj, when Ramchandra seized Lanka, Ravan was trying to gather his strength. And he went to Bali Maharaj to ask for his support. Bali Maharaj told him that, look, there is no way you can win. You may gather all the strength of the entire universe, but still you won't be able to deal with him. And after all, you have stolen his wife. So give back his wife and make peace with him. But Ravan just kept on saying, no, I can't. It'll be such a blemish in my heroic character. Bali Maharaj, yeah. There's just another side of the thing, just to give an example, Krishna's potency. Then Bali Maharaj, in this way he advised Ravan to give up his animosity and make peace with him. Still Ravan just kept on insisting that, no, I can't. My reputation will be lost. I got into it. I have to face this consequence. Then Bali Maharaj told Ravan, Ravan, since you have come to me, I should give you some gift. And so he took him to a golden mountain. He said, take this mountain. This mountain was studded with diamonds, size of human beings, huge diamonds. And he said, take it. It's my gift to you. Ravan could lift it. Ravan, who actually lifted Mount Kailash, could lift this one. So, Bali Maharaj said that, you know what it is? It is the earring of my great-grandfather, Hiranyaksha. This was his earring that you cannot even lift. And this Ram killed him. He was killed by this same Ram. So although Ravan understood that it'll be impossible for him to deal with Lord Ramchandra, but still he couldn't surrender to him. Anyway, other consideration is, these are the pastimes of the Lord. The pastimes of the Lord is like a drama, like a play on a stage. So, a play on a stage, a drama, is enacted to entertain. Again, the drama has two purposes: entertainment and education. So through these pastimes, it's like a drama. And through this drama, which is arranged by Yogamaya, by the will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we learn a lesson, and those who are favorably disposed to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they become delighted. As it has been described, iti driksha lilabhir ananda kunde shaghoshang nimajjantam akhapayantam. The Leela-bhi, the purpose of Krishna's Leelas is to drown his devotees in a pool of ecstasy. We are just hankering for a drop of joy, a drop, not even a drop, the perverted reflection of a drop of this ecstasy in this material nature. Whereas, when we follow Krishna's pastimes, then we become submerged in an ocean of joy. So this is how Kamsa was in great anxiety through the night. He couldn't sleep. He had the worst nightmares throughout the night. And the other person who couldn't sleep was Nanda Maharaj. Through the night, Nanda Maharaj was in great anxiety that Kamsa had been trying to kill Krishna, and now they are in Kamsa's territory. So what this person may do to them? So in great anxiety, Nanda Maharaj also couldn't sleep the whole night. Anyway, in the morning, Krishna and Balaram woke up and they heard the cattle drum announcing the festival. So they went there, and as they were about to enter the palace, at the palace gate, there was a terrible elephant, Kubalaya-pir. He was blocking the way. So Krishna told this elephant driver, "Move your elephant out of my way. Don't you see that I'm going to the palace?" And being insulted in this way, the driver of that elephant goaded the elephant to charge. So, like death personified, this elephant attacked Krishna. But Krishna just moved at the back of the elephant, and the elephant couldn't find Krishna. So he just started to rotate there. And Krishna also kept on hiding behind the elephant. And then at one point Krishna held that terrible elephant, which actually had the strength of 1,000 war elephants. The war elephants are terribly powerful. They're trained, and not only they're powerful, but they're trained also to fight in the battles. But this elephant was so powerful, but Krishna, by holding the tail of that elephant, started to drag, and dragged it 25 years. Just as a child he used to get hold of a calf by the tail and drag the calf. And in this way Krishna fought with the elephant for a while. And then Krishna grabbed the elephant by its tusk and twisted the tusk, and the whole elephant, the whole body fell on the ground. And Krishna pulled the tusk out of the elephant, and with that tusk he first killed the elephant driver, and then he killed the elephant. Then Krishna and Balaram, carrying the two tusks as trophies, walked into the arena. And that has been described how beautifully Krishna was looking at that time. Like he was, due to the exhaustion, there were perspirations on his head and forehead and mouth, cheeks. and his body, his face was already decorated with white sandalwood paste, and the blood that came from the elephant came to the drops, came to his face and decorated his face as if with red sandalwood paste. And carrying the tusk like two heroes, they walked in. And that time, different people experienced Krishna in a different way, saw Krishna in different ways. The wrestlers saw him with anger. Mallanam Ashani. The wrestlers saw him as lightning, thunder. The residents of Mathura saw him as the best of all the men. Narabara, Nrinang Narabara, Strinang Smaramarjamana. The women saw him as Cupid personified. The cowherd boys saw him as their friend. The wicked kings saw him as the chastiser, punisher. Nanda Maharaj and other parental personalities saw him as their child. So it has been described that how different people saw Krishna in different ways. And Jai Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Rukmini Dwarkadhish ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki